Hi, and good evening or good afternoon if you're in Western Canada. My name's Volker Deke. I'm an associate professor at the University of Cumbria. I'm an associate professor in wildlife conservation, and so I look at conservation biology. And what I'd like to do is just give you an overview of some of the conservation, ecology, and zoology courses we teach here in the northwest of England. So we're quite a special university. We are the only UK or European university with two campuses inside a UNESCO World Heritage. The campus is also within Lake District National Park. So quite an exciting location to be teaching, learning, and living conservation biology.
And living and learning environment like no other. Vibrant, friendly, a community of like-minded changemakers, thinkers, artists and doers, guided by renowned experts. Follow in the footsteps of thought leaders who established the conservation movement, sparking the formation of national parks and the National Trust. We have the ultimate outdoor research lab. Our campus is where educationalist Charlotte Mason pioneered a new approach to homeschooling following three principles. Education is an atmosphere, a discipline, a life.
So you can see we're based in quite a special location. And just to point you at the map, we're in the northwest of England, so just below the Scottish border, bordering the Irish Sea is the county of Cumbria. And in the middle of Cumbria is this mountain range called the Lakeland Fells or the Lake District. What you can see shaded in grey on the right map here is the national park. Our campuses in the area are Ambleside, right smack in the middle of the national park, Carlisle just to the north, and then we've got a Lancaster campus in the south, and two small campuses in Barrow-in-Furness and in Workington as well. We're a university, or we like to call ourselves a university of pioneers, and that's certainly true for the conservation courses. If you look at the Lake District, it's the second oldest national park in the UK, and the Lake District arguably is where the UK's conservation movement was founded, when there were plans to build several reservoirs and flood entire valleys. People stood up more than 150 years ago, put their feet down, put a stop to it, and that really was the start of the UK conservation movement, where we're very proud and very glad to be working and teaching in this inspiring landscape. The university has 5 institutes: Institute of the Arts, Institute of Business Industry Leadership, Institute of Education, Institute of Health, and the Institute of Science, Natural Resources and Outdoor Studies. And that's what I'm part of. And all the courses that I'm presenting in this presentation are of the Institute of Science, Natural Resources and Outdoor Studies. Here's a list of all the courses we teach, but in this presentation I'm going to focus on our conservation courses and our zoology degree. So we've got our oldest program is Animal Conservation Science, and it's focused on using scientific approaches to conserve wildlife and wildlife habitat. In 2014, we also started a degree in marine and freshwater conservation that's built on our expertise in the conservation sectors, and also inspired by the fact that we've got several staff qualified in marine issues, including myself. My specialty is the behavior of marine mammals, and so I do a fair bit of teaching on marine and freshwater conservation. I'm also the program leader for animal conservation science. And then those two courses are based in Ambleside, along with woodland ecology and conservation. And woodland ecology and conservation between the conservation team and the forestry provision, and it's a course designed to give you the skills to manage and conserve woodlands, not so much for their timber value, but for biodiversity and recreation. Also, using forests for carbon capture is becoming increasingly important, in our reality of climate change. And then finally, we've got an exciting zoology degree, and this one is based on our Carlisle campus, and that really teaches you everything to do with animals, including physiology, genetics, behavior, ecology, an entire degree teaching you how to look after animals, either in the wild or at a zoo in the captive setting. We've also got postgraduate courses on the Ambleside campus, if you're interested in that. We've got a master's in outdoor and experiential learning with a special bushcraft specialization, or with a health and well-being specialization. And then we've got a separate master's environment, health and well-being. This is just a short video just to show you how we teach and where we teach. Two bachelor degrees with honours at the University of Cumbria in conservation. We've got a degree in animal conservation science, which very much focuses on animals, wildlife in their habitat. The other degree is conservation biology, which is a more broad landscape level conservation approach, looking into land management practices, looking at entire ecosystems and how to conserve them. One of the real benefits of our courses are small class sizes. So typically looking at class sizes of 30 students, and that really gives us the ability to have a far more personal approach to teaching.
The lecturers are all really good in their area. They've all got specific areas that they all look at, so I thought that was really good. So if there's a certain thing you wanted to go into, they're very good in their industry, so they have a lot of contacts for you as well as a lot of that they can hand to you.
They're clear about the fact that they have an open door policy, so you can just ask questions and email them anytime. And yes, if you're struggling, there's always help available.
The great thing about the Ambleside campus is that we don't even have to use a bus to get out into the outdoors. We can start walking from the campus up towards Low Sweden Bridge and look at land management practice there, look at conservation in action right at the doorstep of the campus, and that's a very special situation. We've also got land along Windermere that we can use for practicals, so it's a really fantastic location to be teaching conservation biology. We have fantastic neighbours like the Cumbria Wildlife Trust, the Rivers Trusts in Cumbria, the Freshwater Biological Association right at our doorsteps, and that really enhances the student experiences. We can organise placements with these organisations, so the students actually get first-hand experience working with the conservation organisation in their degree.
So we do a gap year in our third year. I want to work with wolves, so I'll be hopefully going to either Canada or Austria As I've spoken to Volker and he has a few contacts there. You do a 30-week placement, you work alongside companies, hopefully learning a lot about the industry.
Today we did the biodiversity monitoring module. We did freshwater stream sampling, and there were students there from the conservation degrees, but also the woodland conservation in forestry, and the wildlife and media students were all sharing that module.
I'm hoping to work either in Madagascar, in like lemur conservation, but obviously as the ecosystem as a whole, hopefully using the gap year to find work out there and then just come back to finish a degree.
Anyone who's interested in conservation biology should make the effort to come to one of our open days, experience Ambleside, experience the environment, meet some of the team, and then make the decision whether that course is for you. And you know, if you're interested in outdoors activities, if you're interested in hands-on conservation, I think University of Cumbria is the place to go. Great. So this is a bit more information on our woodland ecology and conservation degree. In Ambleside, we've got forestry degrees, we've got conservation degrees. And this one is a really cool. It's in the middle. I do a fair bit of teaching on that as well. I teach the students the biodiversity monitoring module, where they learn to do a breeding bird survey, they learn to do vegetation mapping, and they learn to do a squirrel survey as well. We've got a nice population of red squirrels, including some on our campus as well. And woodland ecology and conservation is really looking at woodlands for their value as wildlife habitat, but also as carbon stores, and that's becoming increasingly important. And people who have these skills, who can look at trees and forests, be it in Cumbria or be it at a tropical rainforest or a temperate rainforest, are becoming very, very sought after because of that ability of forests, of woodlands to control floodwaters, but also to catch carbon and improve our climate.
I think one of the biggest benefits to studying forestry at Ambleside with the National School of Forestry, it has to be our location. We have ancient natural woodland, ancient semi-natural woodland on our doorstep. We have protected environments, but we also have large-scale commercial forestry, both within the lakes and in the Scottish borders.
What I like about our course is we have a balance of staff who are research academics in forestry, like myself, and then we have other staff who've come straight from industry experience, and I think that makes us unique.
Ambleside is a really good place to live. Even though it's quite small, you do really feel like part of the community.
During the summer, I did a placement with the Scottish National Heritage. I did 2 weeks of volunteering up at Craigmeggy, and next year I will be doing my placement year with a body performing conservation work.
Our students, upon leaving university and completing the course, have a range of jobs which are available to them. That can range anything from the woodland charity type work, working in conservation, right through to commercial harvesting, commercial forest management, and the positions can range from anything from supervisory level right up to management level.
Last year I spent 15 months with an Austrian forestry company. I was based in Scotland and managing timber harvesting and forest management operations up there, so that gave me some great experience, and it was my first real taster of production forestry in the UK. Obviously forestry is quite a niche subject to be studying, so being able to meet other young people interested and to study with them in such a great environment has been, it's been really enjoyable for me.
So at the moment we've got an international exchange program with Humboldt State University, which is in California, so our students can go out there for a semester in second year and study among the redwoods, which is a fantastic opportunity.
The most enjoyable part of the course is the field trips and some of the modules like biodiversity and ecology. One piece of advice would be, don't worry about a lack of experience, there are plenty of people to help and you pick it up quicker than you think. Piece of advice I would give to anyone who wants to study forest management or any forestry course here is come and have a look at the campus, come and speak to lecturers and the students here. We've been through the courses, so we know like what it entails, and we can advise you if the course is right for you or not.
Excellent. Dee, I don't know if you're sharing your slides. I can't seem to see them anymore.
Oh. Bear with me, sorry. I've got to get out of this. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got them now. Thanks very much. Right, so you heard a little bit about woodland ecology and conservation. It's another really exciting course, and if you are interested, I can certainly put you in touch with the program leader, Andrew Weatherall, who's a good colleague of mine, and he can tell you more about this course as well. I think we've got another video, and this is looking at some freshwater stream sampling. These are the zoology students in Carlisle.
Zoology is a fantastic subject to study in the first place. Okay, it's a subject that impassioned me from a young age to go out there and kind of explore the natural world and mess around in ponds and play around on beaches and rock pools and that kind of stuff. And that is the number one reason why anyone should study zoology. But why should you study it in Cumbria? We've got a wonderful coastline. We've got the Lake District just south of here. We've got these beautiful rivers. We've got tremendous biodiversity. It's one of the most fantastic habitats on the entire planet.
Our course is unique in the way we designed it. I'm actually a professional zoologist, and lots of people in the industry kept complaining to me about students and how they didn't have the basic field skills that they needed to employ them. So we've written this zoology degree with everything that you need. You will go out industry ready from this zoology degree. So this is the type of habitat that we use during our practical sessions. This is Glass and Moss National Nature Reserve. To the north of us, we've got the internationally important Solway Firth. We've got the mosses here with squirrels and adders and great crested newts and all sorts of stuff that's nationally quite rare, but all available in an easy distance with Carlisle. Well, when we're here, what we do is we use all the latest methods for assessing stuff. So for example, we use this site for a thing called National Vegetation Classification, so that we can train our students to know all the techniques they need to study all the habitats in the British Isles.
We have a range of modules on our program which specialise in certain aspects of zoology. So you could go down this route, the same route as me, and study insects. And we're a nice friendly bunch of people, and you can talk to us, and we've got our own interesting careers behind us. So if you want to learn an interesting subject from interesting people, then come to Cumbria. I want to empower a generation of zoologists to go out and do exciting careers in science, in zoology, and save the world.
So that was my colleague Alex Dittridge from the Carlisle campus. We're a very young university, only founded in 2007. But that hasn't stopped us from moving on very quickly, and these are the PHE impact rating, so an international ranking system, and you can see that in terms of quality education, we're actually world leading. We're among the top 10. We're the 8th best university in the world, and also things like and the best in the UK, I'd like to say, and also some of the other aspects we're doing really well. So we're a university to look out for, a university that I certainly enjoy working for, working in a place where I love living. When I decided for my permanent job and the place to live, I looked at the Ambleside campus in the Lake District and didn't look back since, because the opportunities of teaching inside a national park with access to wonderful habitats, but also really exciting species like red deer. We've got otters in our rivers. We've got freshwater pearl mussel, Arctic char, the only English populations. So some really, really exciting environments to be working in. And, you know, I think we're a friendly university, we're welcoming, and we want to get more people from all over the world to come and join us. You may think, you know, what's studying going to be like in the current situation? And obviously it's a time of big uncertainty, and we don't know what things will look like, you know, a week or a month or a year from now. But one thing that has really worked for us is our ability to work outdoors. You know, that means that we can still safely do teaching, socially distance in small groups. And so, you know, over the last semester, we've been teaching blended learning, which meant the lectures are online, but we're still getting out to give you those really, really valuable practical skills. Here's a short video just to illustrate, you know, how we've been tackling teaching during the COVID crisis.
With any of the activities that we're doing face-to-face, whether it be either fieldwork outdoors or classroom-based, we're making sure that we are adhering to the strictest possible safety standards.
I wasn't intending to come to uni this year, but it's definitely been a good choice. The practicals we've done are really good. I'm very into climbing and bouldering, and we've done quite a lot of those kind of practicals as well, and been on the water a lot and learning kayaking things and how to rescue, and it's been really good, and I've really enjoyed all of it.
Well, it's really interesting working in COVID times because it's not massively affected our outdoor practice because we are naturally socially distanced. We're outside in a safe environment, and we've been able to do all the same sorts of things, but just curtail them a little bit. What can our students expect to be doing despite COVID? They can expect to be outside a lot. They can expect to be working in small groups, to get to know lots of people, and then we'll blend that with being online, where we will look at the ideas and we can have discussions, and then we can also set up the next activity online so the students know what they're doing next time.
Within our computer lab, computers have been deactivated so that the spacing between them is such that they maintain social distancing guidelines at all times. They're to wear masks at all times when they're within the buildings, and also we have a fairly strict cleaning regime.
The good thing is we still get to do plenty of practicals at least 2 times a week, and they're really fun, really varied, you know, on land, in the water, on the water. There's just a huge variance of stuff to do.
In order to support the students and help them with the online learning, we have got these practical sessions available for them as well. We're putting things in place to help that. So we're repeating practicals with less students in the room so that we can ensure social distancing at all times. And obviously wearing face masks, there's plenty of hand sanitizer around, hand washing facilities. And I think the students have really valued getting the face-to-face time. I've certainly really enjoyed being able to see them in real life.
It of course there's some restrictions. For instance, when we're going to labs, we have to sanitize everything. Example again was like computer labs, it's running at half capacity. There's a time slot for like half of us to go in from 10 till 2 and then 1 till 3. So there are things that are in place.
Right. Thanks very much. I think we're getting to the end of the session now, so I just wanted to take a moment just to point out, you know, some of the really cool stuff we're doing. We're actually running species reintroductions from the campus, so we've got a reintroduction of a hazel dormouse population that our students are getting involved in. So, you know, we've got Gillian Berg has been great supporting that as well. From she's a TV presenter with the BBC, and you know, we've also been doing some really exciting international work. For example, I was very lucky to be part of the team to go to Kazakhstan and study snow leopards there. We're an international team. We've got people from many nationalities, and we're a welcoming team. And I think Cumbria as a county is very welcoming as well. You know, my background is I studied in Canada, so you know, I've got my bachelor, my master's from the University of British Columbia, did a PhD in Scotland, but when it came down to looking for the permanent job, you know, I saw the Lake District, and it's been really inspiring. I think that's it for the presentation. Please do feel free to use the Q&A function in the chat, or just speak if you can, and just ask any questions that you may have. We'll also be available in the chat, in the chat room for a bit longer on the FAIRS platform. You can reach me there. The website also has good information on application requirements, and you can see our fees. You can also find those on the website. So, you know, please do get in touch if you're interested. You can find the admissions team in their booth as well. All right. So if there are no questions, thanks for your attention. It's been really nice to speak to you, and certainly hope that you get a chance to look at us a bit closer. We're a friendly university, we're a small university, we look after our students well. That's something that gives me great pride as a lecturer, how well we're able to support our students. And, you know, because we know them as individuals, create life-changing opportunities for them in terms of dissertations, in terms of placements either in the UK and abroad. So, you know, it's a very, very, I think, special student experience at the University of Cumbria. Thanks very much, and I think we'll wrap it up here. Thank you.